In the vast Pokémon universe, villains come in many forms, from misguided dreamers to power-hungry schemers. However, none have matched the sheer malice and depravity of Ghetsis, the mastermind behind Team Plasma in Pokémon Black and White and its sequels, Pokémon Black 2 and White 2. Unlike other antagonists who have hints of redemption or honorable motives, Ghetsis is a character defined by unyielding cruelty and ambition, making him the most despicable villain in Pokémon history. The face of unchecked evil. Ghetsis stands apart from other Pokémon villains because he is unrepentantly malevolent. Whereas characters like Giovanni pursue power within structured limits and leaders like Cyrus and Lysandra misguidedly seek to better the world, Ghetsis' motives stem solely from selfishness and an insatiable desire for domination. He is the embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. Gluttony, an insatiable thirst to control all Pokémon for himself. Pride, an unwavering belief in his superiority and entitlement. Greed, deceptive manipulation to amass resources and loyalty. Sloth, his reliance on others like N and Team Plasma to carry out his plans. Lust, an unhealthy desire to see others crushed beneath his control. Envy, a fixation on preventing others from forming bonds with Pokémon. Wrath, violent outbursts when his schemes are thwarted. Manipulating N, a sinister master plan. At the core of Ghetsis' plan is his manipulation of N, a character raised and conditioned from childhood to serve as the public figurehead of Team Plasma. N's sincere belief in Pokémon liberation masks the horrific grooming he endured. Forced to grow up surrounded by abused Pokémon and without meaningful human connections, N was molded into an innocent vessel for Ghetsis' grand design. Even though N earns the trust of either Zekrom or Reshiram, Ghetsis never saw him as more than a tool. When N's ideology falters and Ghetsis is forced into the spotlight, he openly disowns his adoptive son as a freak without a human heart and reveals his own twisted plans to dominate Unova. The evolution of a villain, Ghetsis in Black 2 and White 2. While many Pokémon villains fade into obscurity after their initial defeat, Ghetsis returned more vengeful and terrifying in Pokémon Black 2 and White 2. Abandoning the pretense of righteousness, he enslaves Kyurem, a legendary dragon Pokémon, to freeze the Unova region into submission. His plan becomes blatantly evil, culminating in a direct attempt to kill the protagonist, a rare instance of such malicious intent in a franchise often geared toward younger audiences. His treatment of Kyurem is particularly dark, showing a callousness not just toward humans but Pokémon as well. By torturing and enslaving the legendary creature, Ghetsis solidifies his position as the series' most irredeemable villain. A fitting end for Pokémon's greatest villain. Ghetsis' downfall is as dramatic as his rise. Upon his defeat in the original games, his unhinged ranting and visible mental collapse expose his fragile ego, rendering him a pathetic figure even in his ambition. His breakdown after Black 2 and White 2 concludes his arcade in poetic fashion, a man consumed by his lust for power, broken beyond repair by the very world he sought to conquer. In a series known for emphasizing camaraderie and redemption, Ghetsis serves as a stark contrast, a villain defined by his inhumanity. His refusal to understand kindness or compassion ultimately becomes his undoing, reinforcing Pokémon's core message that bonds, not power, create true strength.